If you want to make soap but you have no idea where to start, then this video is for you. Today I'm designing 3 soap formulas from scratch, no recipe, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to make every decision. And I love this video because this video has to do with one of the things that I'm most passionate about, and this is formulation. It has to do with I want that people not only learn how to copy recipes, but they learn how to design their own recipes based on their own goals and understand the why behind each ingredient. And before we start, if you're new here, my name is Perry. I have a background in chemical engineering and a master's in biotechnology. I'm obsessed with formulation. I'm obsessed with understanding the ingredients. I'm obsessed with understanding the why behind each ingredient. And my aim is to inspire you to make your own soap and skincare at home with confidence. It all starts with one question. What type of soap do I want? What quality do I want in my soap? So let us say that you want to make a sensitive skin soap. So we click soap making, we click sensitive skin, and we click start formulating. And then Soap Hub will tell you, will recommend you, in order to make sensitive skin soap, you need a soap with a high concentration of olive oil, because olive oil is high in oleic acid. Oleic acid, once it reacts with lye, it converts to sodium oleic, which adds gentle and conditioning lather. And if you're completely new to soap making, in order to make soap, you need oils like coconut oil, shea butter, olive oil, and so on, and you need lye or sodium hydroxide. Lye will basically will transform oils into soap. So you get basically the saponified version of your oils. So olive oil has oleic acid, it transforms to sodium oleic. Coconut oil, it has lauric acid, it transforms to sodium laurate. And each of them provides different properties to your soap. So if you want a sensitive skin soap, you want a soap that is very conditioning and that is not cleansing, because cleansiness means that you will have a soap that will dry out the skin. And that's why when you make sensitive skin soap, you should avoid coconut oil. Coconut oil is high in lauric and myristic acid, and it can really irritate and dry out the skin, especially if you have sensitive skin. It says here you can use olive oil, you can use a bit of shea butter, because shea butter adds creaminess, structure, and it makes your soap more long lasting. And you can use a bit of castor oil because it's high in ricinoleic acid and it adds thickness and richness to your lather. There are 2 possibilities here. You either make a soap with 100% olive oil, so you choose your recipe here, you take it to 100%, and Soap Hub will tell you that of course it's not very cleansing because it does not contain coconut oil, it's highly conditioning, and then it gives you a warning that since you're making soap with such a high concentration of olive oil, you should cure it for minimum 6 to 12 months if it's cold process. And that's because olive oil takes a lot of time to actually be converted into a structured soap crystals. If you use olive oil soap before that, it will feel very slimy and soft and it won't be very long lasting. So this is basically option number 1. Option number 2 is to have olive oil at 75% and then choose shea butter to add creaminess to our lather. So olive oil will add conditioning, but shea butter will add creaminess. And then you can put that to, let's say, 20%. And the rest 5% could be castor oil that adds thickness, richness to our lather and really boosts lather. You don't want to add too much castor oil because it might make the bar feel a bit sticky. It's very thick as an oil, so have it at 5-6% maximum. Another thing that you can do if you want to take it to a more advanced level is that you could actually, a lot of people make soap, conditioning soap with only category 3 oils or butters. So you could make soap with 100% cocoa butter, basically. And this is totally fine. It will be a very long-lasting soap. It will be a very creamy soap, and it has low cleansing, so it's perfect for sensitive skin type. And you don't need to cure it for minimum 6 months. You can also just cure it for 4 to 6 weeks. And the same thing with things like if you make soap with tallow, I know a lot of you are, you can make soap with 100% beef tallow. Beef tallow is very unique because it's high in oleic acid, which adds conditioning, but it's also high in stearic and palmitic acids that lead to a very creamy, luxurious, spa-like treatment lather. So a lot of people make soap with 100% beef tallow, and this is very long lasting, and it doesn't need 6 months to cure. It only needs 4 to 6 weeks to cure. And remember, June 24th is my birthday. I'm turning 31 years old, and I'm having a 31% off discount for my video course and soap hub tool access. This is basically a package that has transformed the soap and skincare making of so many people, and I'm very happy to see that. And for that day, I will have 31% off. If you want to claim that offer, remember to sign up to the wait list that is in the description below. Cool, let's go back now. So we made sensitive skin soap. Let's go ahead and make a normal body soap. And here, what we want, actually, a normal balanced recipe, everyday recipe, has 4 things basically. It's conditioning, it's cleansing, but it's not too cleansing to dry out the skin, it's creamy, and it has a bit of thickness. So we're gonna use those qualities. We're gonna use a conditioning oil like olive oil. We're gonna use a cleansing oil like coconut oil, but not too much because we don't wanna dry out the skin. We're gonna use a creaminess oil, an oil that adds creaminess like shea butter or cocoa butter or beef tallow. And we're gonna use a bit of castor oil to boost lather. So this could look like that. You have olive oil, you take it up to 50% to add conditioning. Then you have coconut oil, you take it up to 25%. If you have slightly sensitive skin, you could also add 10 to 15% olive oil, coconut oil to adjust it to your needs. Then you have shea butter, and that you basically take it up to 20%. And then you have castor oil that you take up to 5% to add richness and thickness to your lather. And this will create a very balanced soap recipe. What else could create a balanced soap recipe? What you could do to create a very balanced soap recipe is that you could actually add a high concentration of cocoa butter, for example, or shea butter if you want to be very long lasting and creamy, and the rest coconut oil, olive oil, and castor oil. But let's see how it looks like, how that looks like in practice. So you could make a soap with 50% beef tallow that will really add creaminess and make a soap that is very long lasting. Then you can pump coconut oil up to 20%, which is gonna be cleansing, but not too cleansing. Then you're gonna have olive oil to 25%. And honestly, you don't need more olive oil because beef tallow is high in oleic acid as well. So it's conditioning by itself. And then castor oil at 5%. So this is how you could make another alternative, normal, balanced soap bar. If we look here at the properties of our oils, we know that oleic acid leads to a conditioning lather. Palmitic and stearic acid lead to a creaminess lather and a very long-lasting soap. And this is exactly what beef tallow does, is both conditioning and creamy at the same time. And that's why it's preferred by a lot of people. Then you have things like cocoa butter, but cocoa butter is a bit lower in oleic acid than beef tallow, but still could work perfectly fine as well. And now let's go to the last one. The last one is a dish soap. This is the third recipe that I want us to make. A dish soap is a very unique soap because a dish soap is actually made with a very high concentration of coconut oil. This is not your bar that you're gonna use on your hands, body, face. No. This is very, very cleansing. It's the one that you want, it's the bar that is gonna take out all the grease from the plates. So you want to be high in coconut oil. So you want either 100% coconut oil, or I like to do 95% coconut oil and a bit of castor oil to basically add thickness and richness to it. And that creates an amazing formula. And it tells you here that, oh, you're making a dish soap. You could also add some citric acid to avoid soap scum. This is perfect. I usually don't add citric acid in my normal soaps. I only add it in this soap because there it makes sense to avoid any soap scum, because you want super clean dishes. So this is how you can make 3 simple recipes from scratch by understanding formulation and your ingredients. And then when it comes to scent blend, this is a bit of a tricky part, because a lot of people tell me, oh, I bought this amazing bergamot essential oil and it smelled amazing, and 3 weeks afterwards the scent had faded out. I have news for you. You don't use bergamot essential oil without a base note. A base note is an essential oil of a high molecular weight that is very long lasting, and it helps other essential oils like bergamot be more long lasting. So when you make essential oil, so if I choose here 100% bergamot essential oil, it will tell me you haven't added any base notes, so your blend will likely fade out very, very quickly. That's why go ahead and basically take that down a notch, down to 40%, and then add a base note like patchouli essential oil, which will really help make your essential oil blend more long lasting. And you could also add lavender essential oil, which is a middle note, and it's an amazing blender, and it also helps with keeping the fragrance a bit longer. So now it tells us that this is good anchoring, and you have a predicted longevity of 8 to 10 months, while before it was just a few weeks. So here's what I want you to take out of this video. You always start with a question: what soap do you want to make? Do you want to make sensitive skin soap, dish soap, balance soap, shaving soap, and so on? And then you choose your oils. You choose your oils from the 4 categories: conditioning, cleansing, creaminess, and thickness. And then based on those 4 categories, you can tweak the ratios to create completely new products. And then when it comes to essential oil blend, always make sure you use the right base note in the right amount to have an actual long-lasting essential oil blend and not waste your money. And remember to sign up to the waitlist for the 31% offer of my video course and Soap Hub. This is basically the offer of the year, because this is the course that I wish I had when I was starting out. You remember to sign up in order to claim your offer. The link, the waitlist link, is in the description below. See you guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed this video and could add some value to you today, and I'll see you guys next time.